Misinformation, hate speech, bias reportage and other acts have created a global information environment crisis and an existential threat to humanity. That's the concern from the Executive Director of the International Panel on the Information Environment, IPIE, Dr. Sheldon Himmelfarb, and Chair of the Secretariat, Professor Philip Howard, while on a courtesy visit to the Chairman, CEO of Channels Media Group, Dr. John Momoh. The top research scientists from the International Panel on the Information Environment, an independent global organization dedicated to providing actionable scientific knowledge on threats to information landscape, also highlight the importance of Nigeria's role in the IPIE. Both scholars also speak on projections for the Secretariat in 2024.
IPIE is a group of almost 300 researchers from around the world, from 55 different countries, and we're all researchers who are concerned about the role of technology in public life. Our first conference at the Nobel Summit in Washington, D.C. in May, and we presented some of our original research, and we had a great conversation about the role of science and evidence in making good technology policy. 2024 is a big year in world politics. There are many elections, there are many critical issues, there are multiple wars, multiple conflicts around the world, and information technology can make it difficult to do any peace building or to set any good policy. So the IPIE will be delivering policy-relevant, applied research that helps regulators make good decisions, and perhaps even more important, helps the technology platforms themselves design in good ways for public conversation.
Nigeria is absolutely critical to the success of the IPIE in the sense that it is such a large player on the world stage and in Africa. And we have learned that while the majority of the research on the information environment is actually happening, coming out of institutions in the US, in the UK, and in Europe, the majority of the mis and disinformation is happening around the world in other languages. So we need the support of the research community here in Nigeria to help us understand the nature of this issue in this culture and in other cultures. You know, we're seeing a really interesting moment in the intersection of technology and policy making. The artificial intelligence, the AI, that has hit the world stage in the last year is forcing all of us to stop, take a breath, and think about the unintended consequences that new technologies can have on social good and public life. So I think in 2024, that discussion is only going to be amplified, and the recommendations of the IPIE are going to be important in that context.